Well, hi again, everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, and this is game number 25 of the 1972 Stratomatic Super Advanced Roberto Clemente Race to 3,000 hits. It's basically playing all of Roberto Clemente's games that he got in at bat in the 1972 season, trying to see if he can get the number of hits needed for 3,000 hits. If you don't want to know what he needs, please skip ahead for the next about 5 to 10 seconds. And he has 75 more games remaining. He needs 385 hits and 317 plate appearances. This is also a game between the St. Louis Cardinals visiting the Pirates, Reggie Cleveland on the mound for the Cardinals, and Steve Blass on the mound for the Pirates. This is a night game in May. We'll roll for our weather effects. Let's see here. 1 to 4 is good, 5 to 13 is average, and 14 to 20 is bad. And it is a good night here in Pittsburgh in the middle of May. So 1 to 13 for ballpark singles, lefty and righty. And ballpark home runs will be 1 to 7 for left-handers and 1 to 3 for right-handers. Let's switch this around. All right, betting order is not quite the same, but I'll let you know of any changes when they come up. Leading off and playing left field is Lou Brock for the Cardinals. 3 and a 7, fly ball to center field. And there is Al Oliver to put it away, 1 down. And here is Ted Sizemore. And that is a ground ball to third. Richie Hebner up with it, throws out Sizemore, 2 away. And here is Matty Alou playing right field. And against the lefty, that's a center field chance for Oliver. He is a 3. And a 6, that should be okay. No, it isn't. That's a falls in for a hit. And a 9 for Oliver on an E6. There is no 9, but that will just drop in front of him for a hit. So Alou reaches on the hit. Blast -4 hold. Sanguian -2 arm. So -5 and -7. So let's see. Got Joe Torre up. They will hold him on, but he will not be going anywhere. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 3. Here's Joe Torre. And that's ripped into center field for a base hit. Going to third is Alou. And runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ted Simmons, the catcher. And nothing on the 10. And swung on and missed, struck him out. So the Cardinals strand 2, but do not score. And we go to the bottom of the first. It's the Cardinals nothing and the Pirates coming to bat. On the road game, the Pirates won this game like 8-0. Cleveland only lasted 2 2/3 innings. So let's see if he does better in this simulation. Okay. Leading off for the Pirates, the second baseman, Dave Cash. And against a righty, that's a fly ball to left field. And there is Lou Brock to put it away, 1 away. And here is Vic Davalillo, the left fielder. And that ball is driven to deep right field. Back goes Matty Alou, and that ball is out of here. Davalillo needed a 1 to 3, and he got the 3. So the double die comes up right for the Pirates. And it's 1-0. Davalillo hit 4 home runs on the season, so. And here's Roberto Clemente, 1-0 Pirates lead. 6 and a 5. Shortstop chance for Ed Crosby. He is a 4. And an 11, he might make that play. Oh, yeah, he will. 4 range is different than a 4 range outfielder. Yeah, he will make the play. Yeah, let's see here. Crosby is a 16 and an 8. 14 and 17, but no 8. And Clemente is retired 2 away. And here's Willie Stargell, the first baseman. And he draws a walk. First walk allowed by Reggie Cleveland. And here's Al Oliver. Nothing on the 11. 4 and a 2. Deep fly ball, right field, 1-7, and this is the second home run of the inning. And that is driven deep to right field. Alou going back, and that ball will carry out of here on this nice warm evening. 3-0 Pirates. It does not look like that Cleveland will have a different night than what he may have had in real life. So 2-run homer for Al Oliver. He hit 12 on the season and had 89 RBIs. And here's Richie Hebner. Six and a 9. 1-6 triple chance. And the D20 is coming up roses for the Pirates right now. 2-out triple for Richie Hebner. And here's Manny Sanguillen, who does have a couple clutch hits on his card. Nothing on the 3. And, and just as I mention it, 3-6 against the righty. Now, normally this would be a fly ball to center field, but because there are 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, and Sanguillen has the clutch quality, that will be a base hit. Scoring from third is Hebner. 4-0 Pirates. One more run here, and Cleveland is considered ineffective. Oh, 2 outs. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 20. And that is a ground ball to second. We were not holding on Sanguillen. Yeah, no. Let's see here. So second baseman is Ted Sizemore. He is a 3. He keeps his 3 rating. 3 and a 4. Oy. All right. And that's a rare play on a 3 and a 4. S1 rare play. Oh no, with the runner on first, the line drive that hits the runner. So I guess we just call this, I believe the correct scoring is just, it's the fielder closest to the ball when it hits the runner. So we'll say that is 4 unassisted on the putout. Sanguillen is out after being hit. And that will retire the side. The Pirates send 8 men to the plate and score 4 runs and lead 4-0 after a half inning. Now that is actually a rare play I can get behind. I can't tell you how many times that happened in 2025 MLB. So, all right. Now up for the Cardinals is the first baseman, Joe Haig. Hopefully does not get tired or get stiff after sitting in the dugout for that long. 5 5 and a 4 ballpark single, 1/13. And if it's not going your way, it's not going your way. That's a 15. And we'll say that's a fly ball to center field. 1 away. Pirates get the D20 rolls and the Cardinals don't. I guess it's going to be one of those days. All right, here's Jose Cruz Sr. Of course, his son would play in the pros in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. And that's a ballpark single, 1/13. And we'll just say that's a ground out to the pitcher. 2 away. And here's Ed Crosby, who I unfortunately do not know anything about, or whether he had any children that played in Major League Baseball. And that's a line drive to second, caught by Cash, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. And after an inning and a half, it's the Pirates 4 and the Cardinals nothing. And due up for the Pirates, you have Steve Blast, and back to the top of the order, Cash and Davalillo. All right, here is Steve Blast using pitch rating card number 3 with weak power, right-handed hitter. And that's ripped into the gap. Will Blast have a triple or a double? He will have a leadoff double on the 5. And the Cardinals will get bullpen action. Let's see here. I don't want to use a double switch here, but I'd like to get him out of this inning in order so that we could possibly pinch hit for him. But we'll see. All right, here is Dave Cash. Will not hold on Blast, although he does run at a 13. Nothing on the 14 for the Havoc roll. And that's a base hit into center field. Scoring from second is Blast. 5-0 Pirates. And they will not hold. They will have to hold Cash on. -2, -3, -5. So -2 hold, -1 arm, and then -2 for holding him on. So he'd be 1-10. But with a 5-0 lead, the Pirates aren't looking to run. Here's Davalillo, homered his last time up. Balker pass ball chance. And that's a balk chance, 1-3. He will balk. Not on the 14. Here's Davalillo. The former Indian. 3-7. Ground ball to the shortstop. Crosby will go to Sizemore, and that's the only play they will have. Davalillo will replace Cash at first. And with the 5-run lead, they will hold him on, but he will not go anywhere. And here's Roberto Clemente. Nothing on the 12. Four and an 8. And that's a base hit to center field. Cruz is a -1. We're holding on Davalillo, so I make him a 1-15. 1-14. They'll just play station to station right now. So now the banner now reads 84 hits to 3,000. And here's Willie Stargell, and Tony Cloninger is loosening in the bullpen. He is sort of their long guy. Here's Stargell. Another balker pass ball chance. 1-3 for a balk. Oops. Nothing on the 18. Here's Sturgill. Three and a 10 struck him out. 2 away. Here's Al Oliver. He homered his last time up. Nothing on the 6. And here's a pitch to Al Oliver. 1 and an 8. Tapper back to the mound, and that will retire the side. The Pirates add on a run, and after 2 complete, it is 5-0, and I think that will be it for Reggie Cleveland. They will pinch hit for him here, as it will be the pinch hitter, then let's see who we will use. All right, we will use Marty, Don't Call Me the Moth Martinez. And Tony Cloninger will come in and pitch in the bottom of the 3rd. All right, here's Martinez. Five and an 8. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Fly ball to left field. And that will retire Martinez. 1 away. And here's a Lubrock. Triple 4s. And that is outside ball 4. They will hold him on. But down 5-0, they will not steal. Here's Ted Sizemore. Nothing on the Havoc roll. And that's a ground ball to first. Stargell goes to second for 1. And that's all they'll get. So Sizemore will replace Brock. And they will not hold him on. Here's Medialoo. Balker pass ball chance. Pass ball chance 1-2 for Sanguian. Nothing on the 8. Here's a Lou. And that's a fly ball to center field. And Oliver will track that down, and that retires the side. And here comes Tony Cloninger, Reggie Cleveland, ineffective. And let's see if Cloninger can at least hold the fort here until maybe the Cardinals offense shows up. All right, so Cloninger, your pitcher here. I believe he was also on the 60s. We played the 67 World Series, I believe. All right, he will face Richie Hebner to lead off. He tripled his last time up. And leadoff walk. So I'm starting to feel like RJL here. Bring in a relief pitcher, and what does he do to leadoff batter? He walks him. And here's Manny Sanguian. Clutch hit his first time up, scored a run. Nothing on the 6. Here's Sanguian. 3 and an 11. Ballpark single, 1-13. And, of course, those are going to fall for the Pirates today. Advancing to second is Hebner, and Sanguillen is 2 for 2. And here's Jackie Hernandez. Technically singled, but the ball hit Manny Sanguillen at first base, so it was recorded as an out that ended the inning. So that's a 19. Five and a 5. Ground ball to the shortstop. Crosby to Sizemore, but Hernandez beats the throw to first. To third goes Hebner. And that'll bring up Blass. He doubled his first time up. Nothing on the 3. And that's a ground ball to first. Haig to Crosby, back to Haig. Inning-ending double play. That retires the side. So we go to the top of the 4th. Pirates lead 5-0. And due up for the Cardinals is Torrey, Simmons, and Haig. And here's the pitch to Torrey. Torrey singled his first time up. And that's a ballpark single, 1-13. And that is a pop-up to second base. I can't explain it. 1-13, they roll 14. Every single ballpark single check has failed for the Cardinals. Here's Ted Simmons. Oops, and we'll do that one again. And let's see if Simmons can finally get a ballpark single. Nope. Another pop-up to second base. And here's Joe Haig. And he draws a walk. And that is the second walk for Blass. And here's Jose Cruz, senior, for Blass. So we'll do that again. Three and a 7, and he draws a walk. And here's Ed Crosby. Nothing on the 4. And that's a fly ball to center field. And Al Oliver, excuse me. He's a 3. And that should be able to take care of. He's got a beat on it. Does he make the catch? E8 or E6 and an 11. Yes, he does. Nice running catch by Oliver, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 Pirates. And Cloninger, yeah, we'll have him hit the next inning. Because he's got to pitch at least 2, maybe 3 innings to at least give the bullpen some relief. All right, here's Dave Cash. Singled his last time up. 1 for 2 on the day. 1-4 double chance. And that's a base second hit of the day for cash. And up 5-0. They will not let him loose, but they could. All right, here's Davalillo. Nothing on the 9. He homered and hit into a fielder's choice in 2 appearances. And that's just a bit outside ball 4. So Cloninger in his second inning of work is is not having a good inning. Here's Roberto Clemente, 1 for 2. Nothing on the 5. And that's a third base chance for Torrey. He's a 4. Oh boy, 4 and a 7. Okay, he's not responsible for being held on. So he will keep the 4, and the 7 will be fine for a G3 if he can make the play to first. Torrey is an E15. Oh boy, E15 and a 4. Nope, 3, 13, 15, 16, and 18. So Torrey charges and throws the first. They get Clemente. Going to second and third are Cash and Davalillo. That is first out of the inning. And I guess you could play the infield in if you wanted to. But up 5 runs, I don't think it matters. So they will play the infield back. Nothing on the 16. Not holding any runners on. Struck him out. And here is Al Oliver. Nothing on the 11. Oliver he does gain a hit in the clutch. And another third base chance for Torrey, not holding anybody on, so he's a 4. And there's a 20, so that will be a nice stab by Torrey. And let's see, 15 and a 12. Nope, there's a 13, but not a 12. So Torrey throws, and good pick at first base by Haig, and that will retire the side. Pirates leave on 2, cannot score. After 4 complete, it's the Pirates 5 and the Cardinals nothing. And Cloninger will actually hit. I'll have him go until he can no longer go. So he will use pitcher hitting card at number 1. All right, and here's Tony Cloninger. Five and a 6. Cloninger is a right-handed hitter, and he'll drive this one into the gap. It is cut off nicely by Oliver, holding Cloninger to a single. And here's Lou Brock. Nothing on the 10. That's not the good column for Brock. Ground ball to first. They get Cloninger at second. And that's all they will get. You know, the Cardinals got to try to get some runs here. We're going to try to get a jump anyway. It'd be 1-7, so 2-5 and 11 and 12. That's a 9. He does not get the jump, so they will hold him on. Here's Ted Sizemore. Nothing on the 3. And another walk for Blass. Whoops. That is the 4th walk for Blass. And here's Medialoo. Nothing on the 19. Here's Alou. And that's a base hit to center field, and the Cardinals are on the board. Going to third is Sizemore. 5-1. The walks finally came back to bite Blass. Here's Joe Torre with a 3-run homer. Could make this a very interesting game. Nothing on the 10. And that's a ground ball to second. Actually, hold on. There's only 1 out. Right? Yeah. So that's 1-7. Yeah, ground ball to second. Cash to Hernandez to Stargell. Inning-ending double play. But the Cardinals do get on the board and lead and trail 5-1, excuse me, after 4.5. Okay, Cloninger will stay out. He is in his 3rd inning of work. And he will face Hebner, Sanguillen, and Hernandez here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch to Richie Hebner. 6 and a 5. Shortstop chance for Crosby. He's a 4. 13 will be fine. And Crosby is an E16. Second rare play today. 4, 13. Let's see what a G3 rare play is. Batter lines a shot, deflects off the mound. Or hits the mound, deflects to the fielder. Essentially, all that would do would be advances for everybody advances. So essentially, it's the same thing. Not that rare of a play. 1 away for Sanguillen. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop. A little traditional this time. And Crosby retires Sanguillen. 2 away for Jackie Hernandez. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 6th. 5-1 Pirates. And Simmons, Haig, and Cruz do up for the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th. Blass has faced 22 batters in 5 innings. Here is Simmons. And that's a fly ball to left field. Davalillo retires Simmons 1 away. And here is Joe Haig. Four and a 9. That's into center field for a hit. Here's Jose Cruz. Nothing on the 3. And that's popped up behind home plate. Sanguillen throws the mask off and makes the catch 2 away for Ed Crosby. Nothing on the 17. And ground ball to first, and Stargell takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. This will be Cloninger's last inning. He's due up first in the top of the 7th. And he has done yeoman's work here out of the bullpen. Blast, Cash, and Davalillo due up for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 6th. Blast 1 for 2 with a double. 5 and a 9. He has weak power, so 1 to 4 would be a single. And the D20 finally doesn't come up right for the Pirates. It's a fly ball to left field. 1 away. Here's Cash, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop, and Crosby tires Cash 2 away. Here's Vic Davalillo. And that's a 2-out walk for Cloninger. So we'll put 1 against his point of weakness, as he is in his 4th inning of work. All right, yep, that would put 1 against his point of weakness. Here's Roberto Clemente. Nothing on the 9. And 4 and a 12 against the righty. Single to a 1. Not on a 14. So line drive to the shortstop, and that will retire the side. Go to the top of the 7th. We'll get a pinch hitter, and then top of the order, Brock and Sizemore, as Cloninger goes 4 scoreless. So I guess that would be the alternate Abraham Lincoln going 4 scoreless. Let's see here. Who will we get to hit? We'll get Luis Melendez to hit for Cloninger. And pitching for the Cardinals will be, we'll go with Joe Grisenda. Actually, no, he won't. He only pitched 35 innings. We'll go with, I'll just pick either one of Dennis Higgins or Lance Clemens. All right, here is Melendez. Six and a 9 against a righty is a ground ball to short. And Hernandez retires Melendez. Here is top of the order, Lou Brock. Walked and hit into a fielder's choice in 3 appearances. And that is against a lefty. That's a base hit to center field. And Brock will try to get a jump. Actually, no, he won't. All right, here's Ted Sizemore. Nothing on the 10. Six and a 5. Oh boy. Shortstop chance for Jackie Hernandez. 4 and a 16. Oh, he just misses out on the turning the double play, but E64 is the next part. E64 and a 6. Yep, that's a one base error for Jackie Hernandez. And here's Matty Alou. Nothing on the 6. And that's a fly ball to right field. And hold on, timeout while I go read the rules. All right, it has to be a fly ball, right field B without the question mark to try to go from second to third. So he cannot go to third. 2 down. And here's Joe Torre. Nothing on the 10. Two and a 6, and that's another walk for Blass. Fifth walk for Blass. The bases are loaded. For Ted Simmons, and one swing of the bat, we could have a tie game here. Nothing on the 20. Five and a 6. And that's a 1 to 8 double chance. And that's a 17, but that's a single, and 2 runs will score. Going to third is Torre. It's a 5 to 3 game. And the Pirates will get bullpen action. Bob Miller is loosening in the bullpen, along with Bob Johnson. And here's Joe Haig. 2 outs, runners on the corners. 5 to 3 is your score. Nothing on the 3. And that's a 1 to 11 single chance. And finally, the Cardinals get on the right side of a D20. Scoring from third is Torre. The second goes... scoring from third is Torre. Going to second is Simmons. And that'll be it for Steve Blass. Bob Miller will come in. Trying to cool the Cardinals down here a little bit. Here's Jose Cruz. Nothing on the 3. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop, and that will retire the side. Field goal roll there for Cruz. But the Cardinals pick up 3 and lead, and trail 5 to 4. Stretch time here in Pittsburgh. And I will just eschew, take me out to the ball game here. Let's see, who will we go to? Timeout. All right, it's changed my mind here. We're going to go to Gerzenda because they got 3 lefties coming up, and the Higgins and Clemens are not good against lefties. Not good, period, but what are you going to do? Stargell, Oliver, and Hebner due up here in the bottom of the 7th. 5 to 4 is your game, or is your score. And 4 and 11 lefty fly ball to right field. That is for Alou. He's a 4. He'll easily get that. And E4 for Alou. No 12. So nice running catch by Matty Alou. And Stargell is now 0 for 3 with a walk. Here's Al Oliver. Homered his first time up, but grounded out the next 2 times. 6 and a 9. Ground ball to second, and that will be Sizemore retiring Oliver. Here's Richie Hebner, 2 outs, nobody on. 2 and a 3 against a lefty. That's a ballpark single, 1-13. And that's a single for Hebner. Single, walk, and triple today. Here's Manny Sanguian. Nothing on the 13. Four and an 8 against a righty. That's into center field for a hit. Going to third is Hebner. Here's Jackie Hernandez. And balk pass ball chance. That's a balk chance, no balk for Gazenda. Not the right column. Ground ball to third. That will retire the side. We are to the top of the 8th. 5-4. Pirates lead. And this will be the last inning for Miller because he is due up first. He will face Crosby. Yeah, then I guess we'll have to bite the bullet with we'll let Drabowski maybe pitch we'll let Higgins or Clemens pitch one of the innings. Let's see. We'll have Crosby and Mike Fiore will grab a bat on deck. Gotta get some of these other guys in. All right, so here's Ed Crosby. And against the righty, Tapper back to the mound, and that will retire Crosby 1 away. Against the righty. All right, we'll bring up Mike Fiore. Timeout. And that is Fiore's card if you want to screenshot that. We'll be right back to action right after this. All right, so Fiore, a left-handed batter, facing Bob Miller with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. One and a 6. And he draws a walk. So Fiore reaches on a walk. Good patience there for Fiore. Runs at a 1-12. For Lou Brock. Nothing on the 16. Six and an 8. Base hit, and the tying run is now at third base with 1 out, and the infield will have to be brought in. And are they may pull a double switch here. No, they're probably going to stick with Miller here. Actually, no. So let's see here. Okay. I could do a double switch, but we're going to stick with Miller. Infield will be brought in. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 5. Here's Sizemore. Oops. 6 and a 7. 1-15 single chance. And this is a tie ball game. So the Cardinals come storming back And we'll do a double switch here. Rennie Stennett will come in and play shortstop. And Ramon Hernandez will come in and pitch. Yes, I know Stennett's a worse air rating. I know. So one Hernandez replaces another, I guess. Timeout. Okay, and we're back. And runners on first and second. 5-5 game for Medialou. Nothing on the 11. Two and a 7. Lefty. And that's into center field. Going to scoring from second is Brock. Going to third is Sizemore. 6-5 is your score as the Cardinals take the lead. Here's Joe Torre. Infield be brought in. Four and a 5 against a righty. Well, this is either going to be a triple or a sacrifice fly. Let's see what it is. And that would be a sacrifice fly for Joe Torre. As the left fielder Davalillo makes the catch, scoring from third is Sizemore. Holding at first is Alou. 7-5 is your score. Infield back to normal. Here's Ted Simmons. And Mo Drabowski is loosening in the bullpen. Havoc roll for Simmons. Nothing on the 9. And against the lefty, ballpark single. And now they're getting the D20 rolls. So that's a base hit. Going to second is Alou. Whew. And this is the eighth man to bat in the inning. Sorry, excuse me. I can do math. Eighth man to bat in the inning is Joe Haig. Nothing on the 20. Lefty-lefty matchup. And swung on and missed, struck him out. And that will finally retire the side as the Bluebirds come out. The Cardinals score 3 in a game in which you thought the Pirates had control. 7-5. And let's see about Drabowski. If he can come in. He only pitched 28 innings, so we're going to have to go with, I guess we'll go with Dennis Higgins. See if he can get a inning here. Well, no, because they pinch hit for Gazenda. All right, so Higgins, I will give you a little look at his card. He is a right-handed pitcher. He will face Stennett, Cash, and Davalillo. And timeout. There is his card, and we'll be right back. All right, so Dennis Higgins to face Rennie Stennett. And the way Higgins goes, they may let him, he has a relief of 3. All right, Stennett. 2 and an 8 against a righty. Field goal roll there. Ground ball to third. And that will retire Stennett 1 away. And Here is Dave Cash. 6 and a 7, and that's all base on balls. So Cash. Higgins has a +5. Yes. Oh boy. Yeah, they're going to look to get a jump here. Simmons is a -1, so -4. So +4. They're going to hold him on +2. So he needs a 2 to 6 or a 12. He's picked off on an 8. And that's a 10, so he will be held on but cannot get a jump. Here's Vic Davalio. Nothing on the 18. Higgins is a wild pitch of 18. So he was a little wild. Here's Davalio. 6 and a 5 against the lefty. Struck him out. 2 down. Here's Clemente. Nothing on the 13. Two and an 8. And that's a base hit into left field. Now Cash was being held on, 15. 2 outs makes him a 17. Let's see. Going to third makes him a -2. Okay, so 15, 17, 15, 1 to 16. They will send him to third. They will just throw the ball back into second base. That run is not important. And Clemente with his second hit of the day, 83 hits from 3,000. Here's a Willie Stargell. 2 and a 5. Struck him out. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 9th. 7 to 5, Cardinals lead. Higgins may get to pitch the 9th, but we shall see. And Hernandez will face Cruz, Crosby. And they'll probably let Higgins hit. Trading card number 1. All right, here's Jose Cruz. 6 and a 6. Bouncer to second. Cash retires. Cruz 1 away. Here's Ed Crosby. And that's a fly ball to left field. 2 away. I think that was a 2-6. Yeah. And here is, we'll let Higgins hit using pitcher inning card number 1. So we'll redo that. 1 more time. 6 and a 5. Higgins is a right-handed batter. Bouncer to third, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals lead 7 to 5. Oliver, Hebner, and Sanguian do up for the... If anybody gets on, we will pinch hit for Hernandez. Probably should have done it in the 7th inning. All right, here is Al Oliver. Triple sixes. Second base chance. Yes. Sizemore's a 3. 12 is fine. Ooh. 21 and a 14. 13 and 17, but no 14, and Oliver is retired. 1 away. Here's a Richie Hebner. and a 7. Field goal roll there. Fly ball to center field. 2 away. And here's Manny Sanguillen. Last hope for the Pirates. 2 and an 11. Not a clutch situation, so bouncer to first, and that's your ball game. Disappointing one for the Pirates. They lose 7-5. I'll be right back with the line score. All right, 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Pirates. Let's see here. Will Higgins be your winning pitcher? Let's see who's pitching in the bottom of the 7th. No, it's going to be Tony Cloninger will be your winning pitcher. And Higgins, I guess, gets the save. And then Miller gets your loss. So, all right, so the next game in the replay, the Cardinals leave town, and the Montreal Expos make their debut in this Clemente replay. It will be Bill Stoneman going for the Expos, one of their earlier star pitchers, and Bob Moose for the Pirates. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave the like button, helps the video to be seen. Once again, any comments you want to leave, please do so. And if you've not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever game you are playing, please enjoy it to your fullest. Have a good day, everybody.